Hey, everyone. Welcome to AI by Design TV, where faith meets innovation and where we make AI make sense. And I'm your host, Tisha D. Colston, your certified AI consultant and digital biz bestie. And if you're ready to save time, create smarter, and show up like the CEO you are, you're in the right place. Let's build, let's automate, let's scale, all by design. So, in today's video, we're diving into a brand new creative tool from Google, Storybook. And so, if you ever wish that you could turn your ideas into a short, illustrated story in minutes, then guess what? This is it. And the best part is, it's perfect for, like, you might think that it's just for kids, but it's perfect for entrepreneurs, people who are in ministry, and creatives who want to teach, inspire, or sell in a fresh, new way, because you're going to be able to turn your ideas into 10-page illustration stories. And it's going to save you hours of writing and design time. And you'll see what I mean here in a moment. So, what is a storybook? Well, storybook is a new feature inside Google's Gemini AI that creates a 10-page illustrated story. So, that's your maximum. And it does it from a simple prompt that you give it. So, you tell your audience, or you tell it your audience, I should say, you tell it your theme and the style you want, and it generates a complete story, text and images included. This is going to knock your socks off. So why does the story matter? Well, stories are powerful. I mean, they connect, they inspire people to take action, they stick in people's mind. If you're in business or if you're in ministry, you can use Storybook to educate your audience. You can use it to teach a Bible or a moral lesson. You can use it to showcase your product in a fun way, right? You can add value for your clients or your members in your memberships. And let me give you this example. This one restaurant owner, well, she loved baking cookies, right? She loved baking cookies. She was baking cookies, but she had no customers. Isn't that something? Can anybody relate to doing something and having no customers? But one day she told her story. So she told her story and she posted it online, and she talked about how baking reminded her of Saturdays with her grandma. And so when people began to buy, they didn't just buy the cookies. Now they bought the story. And so soon her little kitchen turned into the busiest shop on that street because she shared what made her unique. And so your business has a story like this, and Storybook AI can help you to tell it in a way that people can remember you. So let's get into it. How do you use Storybook? It's really simple. You open up Google Gemini, which we're going to go to. You write a clear prompt, and you see here I got four key elements: the audience, the theme, the tone, and the visual style. Okay. Um, and then you let Gemini create your story, and it does it in seconds. And then you review it, you tweak it, you download it, and boom, you're done. And it is really that simple. So I have like this prompt. So we're going to use this prompt. I'm going to show you what I did already, but we're going to use this prompt as well. So create an engaging biblical lesson that resonates with children's stories they'll remember. So create a 10-page story for African American kids age 5 that teaches the fruit of the spirit, patience, using a modern school playground setting. Okay. Now I got a little bit more detailed, and um you could just put create an engaging biblical story that resonates, but I want to be more specific because I know what I want the AI to do. But if I didn't, I could just say this. Please create an engaging biblical lessons that probably just need to put plural that resonates with children through stories they'll remember. That resonates with children, something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to copy this. I'm using Google Slides, and this is the first time I'm using this. And so it doesn't appear to be allowing me to copy it. So, but that's okay. We're going to copy it anyway, but I may have to just type it in. So now I'm going to go over to Google. And it is gemini.google.com. And if you want to go straight to it, you can do /gem storybook, and it will take you straight to the storybook. And you'll see that it's an experiment, so this isn't something that's perfect, you guys. So just remember that, but it is doable that you can, get Google to create these. I want to show you. I use this example here because I thought, oh, okay, here's an idea of how to use it. This is a photo of my college roommate, Amelia. I didn't change any of the names or anything, but I uploaded a photo. And so this is the story that it created. This is the photo I uploaded. I said it's not perfect, but this is the picture that it created, and this is the muggle life of Amelia. Now I could say the mug life, right? I could do that there. But when we take a look at this story, I can change the pages, I can listen, I can print. And let me go ahead and make this full screen. And as we open the book, we see the story. So, in the cozy kingdom of room 204, there lived a queen named Amelia. Her reign was one of comfort, her throne a pile of pillows, and her loyal subjects were a vast and growing population of ceramic mugs. I love how the page turns up so you can turn. I'm not going to read this whole story, but you can see it goes into this story. Her royal roommate, so it's carrying that theme, Chloe, did not share in the ceramic adoration. Chloe was a minimalist, a believer in clear services, and a radical notions. These two were opposites. So I want you to notice too that it did keep the consistency of the characters as much as possible. So if you really want to see, there are some differences, but it is keeping the consistency of the character. And so here I have, this is an adult story, or it could be a teen story, about this. This says to me it's a teen book, but this is an adult person. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is that you can listen to the story. So,
A new Amelia awoke the next morning. Armed with a sponge and a newfound sense of purpose, she gathered her ceramic children. The great mug migration to the kitchen sink had finally begun. And so, peace was restored to the kingdom. Amelia still loved her beverages, but she learned a vital.
all right, so I'm going to stop the story there, but you get the gist. You can listen to the story. You can start it over. Here you have your print icon, so it's preparing the storybook to print, and then you can see the line working there. Let's see here how it comes up. Hopefully that doesn't take a long time. All right. And so here comes the printed version, and it's putting it on the computer. And so I can save it now since it's in print. I can print it to one of my printers, or I can just save it as a PDF, right? So just remember that. A lot of people don't know that. You have your printer set up, but you can also change that destination and just save it as a PDF. I see this is taking a little bit of time to come up. And there we have the PDF of the book, right? All right, so I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to save that. And I'm going to come out of this. And so, yeah, I just uploaded a picture, and this was the prompt. And I didn't even write the prompt, I just used what was there. Okay. And then you saw that it saved it for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Storybook. Let's see here. I got to remember how I got there. I did Google Gem Storybook. So it keeps my storybooks there. Now let's test out a prompt just so that you can see how this works. I'm just going to pull this over to another screen. And so that I can actually, I'm going to use the microphone and say, create a 10-page children's story for African American kids aged 5 that teaches the fruit of the spirit, patience, using a modern school playground setting. All right, so that was my first example here. And so it is creating the story. I want you to see how long this actually takes to do because it doesn't take long. I mean, it's not in 2 seconds, but it doesn't even take like a half hour to do all of what we just saw that it does. So as it's going through that, I do want you to know that there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that. In this example, I am using it for children, okay? But what about for people who are other people who are doing other things? Like, how could a weight loss coach use it? Well, you can tell it to write a 10-page illustrated story for women in their 40s about a relatable character who learns that small sustainable health habits that lead to a long-term weight loss. That's one of the prompts that I have. Um, for a financial coach, you can say, create a colorful, easy to read 10-page story for young adults about saving their first $1,000, building a budget, and using a relatable main character and real life examples. Okay. So here is the story, and you saw how long that took. It didn't take long at all. I think that was maybe 2 minutes, maybe. And so now we have Kai's Super Slide Surprise. Now, I do want you to know it does default to Caucasian or white. If you want it to be something other, if you want it to be Spanish, and you want it to be African American in this case, then you're going to need to specifically say that. You can be detailed in your prompts, or you could not be, but just remember that the AI is going to do what it thinks is appropriate based on the information that you gave it. So, based on the information that I gave it, this is what it came up with. Kai's Super Slide Surprise. I could even give the little boy a name. As in the first example, her name was Amelia. And this one, I didn't give it an example. And so it created the name. And so here we have it. Kai zoomed onto the playground, his bright red sneakers a blur. The new slide, he shouted. It was a rainbow twisted slide, the tallest thing he had ever seen. But his happy dance stopped. Y'all know. See, this is cracks me up when I read these stories. A long, wiggly line of kids were already there. So it goes through this story and it's based on him waiting and having patience, right? And I am going to leave this book link in the comments so that you can look at this book if you'd like. Now, where I say that the AI can be off because look at her head. Like that's her head is not right there. So that's not something that you would publish. What you can do is ask the AI to redo page 8, right? Please redo the illustration on page 8. We're still in the same chat, so that's what I'm going to do. So it says, just a sec, and we'll see how long it takes to make an adjustment. So while it's doing that, we were talking about examples. So we said the financial coach. But if you are maybe an author or a course creator, you could say, turn my course um, topic on time management for busy moms. Okay, let me bring this slide over so you guys can see what I have here. So we have turn my course topic. Let me make sure that you can see it. So let me pull it into this. Oh, well, we're done. Okay. We are done. So now let's see what happened with page 8. So they redid page 8 and her head looks a whole lot better. Okay. So, and that was the only one that they did. Now I could have it redo, other pages. Um, I think it redid some other pages though, because that's not how the first one looked. So this isn't what it looked like, although I like this. So it looks like that when you correct it, it may correct other images within the story. Okay. I'd have to go back to look and see because I don't know. Now, this right here, I don't know that I would have the AI correct that. I probably would bring this into something like Canva and just redo this. It depends on what I'm doing, but yeah, that's what I would do. If not, and I just wanted to have them, I would say take the words off. I mean, maybe even in your prompt, now that we know it doesn't really get those words right, you could say no words on the illustrations, right? And I might redo this because it looks like he's a part of the ladder and he's on the other side of the ladder. Like, I don't understand what's going on with that picture. So that's one that could be redone. But he definitely had fun. Swoosh, he finally made it. Waiting patiently had made the super slide feel like a super surprise. So this is a wonderful way to do this. And or, you could just get the story. If you just wanted the story, because you don't want to come up with stories, you can just get the stories. It does stories very well. And let's see here. So you can use it to turn. Now, here, where were we? So that was the patients. And then here's where I was talking about the weight loss coach and the financial coach. Here's a busy mom. Turn my course on time management for busy moms into a 10-page feature story featuring a mom character who learns practical tips and finds more peace in her day. I want to do that one here. We'll do that one and go into creative ways. Okay, so let me do that one. Let me move this out of the way again. And I'm going to create a new storybook chat. So I'm sorry, how I got there was on the side. It's a gem, so I can explore gems, but the gem that I've used is a storybook, so it's going to be right there. So let's do the microphone again. Turn my course topic on time management for busy moms into a 10-page illustrated story featuring a mom character who learns practical tips and finds more peace in her day. Okay, so while that is working in the background, we know it won't take that long while it's creating the storybook. And But I did want to tell you about some creative ways that you can use the stories now that we know that who all can use it. But I mean, you can use it as a lead magnet. I mean, why would I need a story? Well, a lead magnet. You could grow your email list by offering stories as downloadable content instead of just an ebook, right? Or it could be an ebook, but it's now a story instead of, the traditional ebooks. This is a fun and exciting way to do this, and you can enlist the help of either Google because that's a large language model, similar to ChatGPT and Manus and all the other ones, right? Claude, Perplexity. You can use it to help you to come up with a way to position this to your audience so that they will click and you can as a free lead magnet. Okay, you could use it inside your children's ministry to create engaging materials for your Sunday school or your youth programs. You can create it to or use it to share individual pages as posts or and create story reels. When you think about something like that, you can create stories out of this. You can use this a part of your membership, a part of your paid downloads. Listen, you don't have to give it away for free. It can be paid, right? Um, and I was thinking of something else. Let me see. My computer stopped working hard, so maybe the story is finished. Yep. So here's the story here. And remember, I did not specify the ethnicity of this characters. And so the default is the Caucasian or the white. So that's what is listed here, which is fine. Um, the other thing I was thinking that you can use it just to close the loop on how you can use these stories is you can also use them in your YouTube channels, right? For your business, or you could even create a channel because it's even doing the voice for you. And you can do a Zoom and just share your screen and let this AI do this for what is that? 2 seconds? Well, it's more than 2 seconds, but let's see what this story looks like here. So we've got the hourglass, and so that's representing time. And Elaris gave it a word, a name. World was a whirlwind of spinning plates. From from the moment the sun wrestled with the dawn. Oh, okay. Uh, she was a blur of motion, a chef, a chauffeur, a strategist for a demanding job, and a finder of lost socks. Her own reflection was a stranger she passed in the mirror, a ghost in a coffee stained blouse. Oh, I'm loving this. And so on Tuesday, the whirlwind became a typhoon, spilled coffee. Oh my goodness, this is a great story. I'm going to flip to the end. And finally, Elara finally met her own gaze in the mirror one evening. The stranger was gone. In her place was a woman who looked tired, yes, but also calm. A woman who had learned that peace wasn't about having more time, but about finding the stillness within each moment. The sand kept falling, but now she was the one turning the glass. That sounds like it's a powerful story. When you are listening here, you can change it to a lower pitch, and lower pitch means a male voice. Okay, so higher pitch is the female voice. There's only one voice. And so, or two, yeah, one voice for higher and one voice for lower. This is an experimental one. You might have a whole bunch of questions. You know what I say? Google it because I don't have the answer. And so this is just a unique way to tell the story. So now it's your turn. I want you to go ahead and create your stories. You saw how little of a time it took. It doesn't take much time at all. Okay. So if you found this helpful, make sure that you subscribe to the AI by Design TV because we're all about helping you use AI to save time, to create faster, and to grow your business or your ministry. But now it's your time. What story are you going to create? I want you to drop your prompt, what you use in the comments to help us out and just give people some ideas on how they can do it. Let me know how your experience is with this Google Storybook, maybe even how you plan to use it if you plan to use this new and exciting tool. If you are ready to stop waiting and start building, come and join me inside of the AI by Design Academy. And right now, you can get in for just $10 and get my exclusive trainings on AI tools that help you save time and grow your brand. It's going to be AI by Design academy.com, and the link is going to be in this description. All right, y'all, go make some money, be visible, be consistent, and let the world see what you bring to the table. Until we meet again, hey, you be blessed, be fruitful, and multiply.